Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolfe Pit and another episode of What Are We Eating? I love barbecue pork ribs, spare ribs or baby back ribs, dry rubbed or sauced, it doesn't matter. I love them. There's really no substitutes for the meaty, slow smoked, perfectly tender and succulent fall off the bone ribs. But sometimes people don't have the time or want to spend the hours it takes to make good ribs. So that's when they cut a corner, go down the frozen food section and pick up something like this Banquet Backyard BBQ Meal for $1.17. It's quick, it's cheap, and it's easy, but does it taste good? I sure should have asked myself that same question before senior prom. The Banquet Bbq Meal is mesquite barbecue sauce over a rib-shaped patty made with pork and chicken, along with creamy mashed potatoes and sweet corn. Nothing says good quality barbecue more than a rib-shaped patty made with pork and chicken. Yum! I guess it's supposed to make me feel better that the mashed potatoes are made with real cream versus fake cream. That fake cream will get you every time. Banquet invites you to pull up a chair and enjoy classic, made-in-America comfort food. Like you, Banquet believes in quality and good, honest value and trusts that you'll taste it in their rib-style patty, smothered in mesquite barbecue sauce and served with creamy mashed potatoes and sweet corn. Now let's go over Banquet's quality list of ingredients. We already knew there was pork and chicken in these patties, but the fourth ingredient on the list is one of my all-time favorites, textured vegetable protein. Nothing to me says processed foods more than the old TVP, the spongy meat-like substance. That must be the quality and value that Banquet was talking about, along with the rest of the novel-like list of ingredients. Now for the nutrition facts. The serving size is the whole meal. There's 370 calories, 14 grams of total fat, 4.5 grams of saturated fat, 50 milligrams of cholesterol, 1100 milligrams of sodium, 610 milligrams of potassium, 45 grams of total carbohydrates, 6 grams of dietary fiber, 13 grams of sugars, and 15 grams of protein. So let's get this quality and good, honest value American-made comfort food out of the box and heat it up. Now there's two sets of heating directions, microwave and conventional oven. And usually I take the lazy way out and use the microwave, but this time I'm going to use the conventional oven. I'm opting out of using the microwave oven after many requests and recommendations from you, the people, to use the conventional oven, because you tell me these meals are so much better in the oven. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take your advice. So I'm supposed to preheat the oven to 350 degrees, cut the film to vent, and then cook on a baking sheet in the center of the oven for 30 to 32 minutes, or until it reaches an internal temperature of 165 degrees, and then let it sit for 2 minutes. Wow, look at those meat-shaped bones. That'll really give you a feeling you're eating real ribs. After 32 minutes, our backyard barbecue meal is ready. One good thing about using the oven is the smell permeates throughout your house for about 30 minutes. And fortunately, this one smelled pretty good. From a look standpoint, everything does look better after cooking in the oven. Nothing looks burnt or overcooked. It's definitely much more evenly heated than it is in the microwave. Now let me toss my meat in the sauce to get it well coated. I really have a problem with my meat. I just love playing with it. If I'm not tapping it, I'm tossing and saucing it. Don't judge me. I know I'm not the only one. There used to be a really crazy old saying that if you play with your meat too much, you go blind. And that's simply not true. I see very well with my trifocals. And I do have to say that's an overabundant amount of barbecue sauce, and I wouldn't even say it's a sauce. It's more like a gravy. I gave the mashed potatoes a stir, and they do seem to have a better texture by cooking in the oven versus the microwave. They're a little bit thicker and creamier. Usually in the microwave, they're real runny. Then after mixing the corn, I gave it a try and got most of it back on the tray. But the corn was pretty good. It was a little sweet and still had a nice little crisp to it. And then I tried the mashed potatoes, and this is usually something that I do not like in frozen dinners, except in the Boston Market meal. And these mashed potatoes were definitely better cooked in the oven versus the microwave. But flavor-wise, they were still just regular frozen mashed potatoes. And then, of course, I had to mix the corn with the mashed potatoes. And then it was time to try the pork and chicken rib-shaped patty. And when you cut into these, you really got to be careful to avoid the fake bones. Come on, people, work with me here. It keeps the theme of the backyard barbecue going. Who am I fooling? I feel like I'm cutting up a Salisbury steak. Now you tell me, does that look like barbecue ribs or Salisbury steak or meatloaf? As soon as I put that meat in my mouth, I could tell. Even a deaf, dumb, blind boy can sure tell these ain't pork ribs. Now everyone already knows that I do not like textured vegetable protein. but the texture of this meat was simply gross. To me, it tasted like wet cardboard in my mouth. The only flavor came from the less gross barbecue sauce. I'm really not sure how they can label this as meat, or even food for that matter. I took one more bite for you, the people, so you don't have to do it. And I had to throw in the fork. I'd had enough. On a scale of 10, this is going to get a 2. 1 point for the mashed potatoes and 1 point for the corn. Thanks to everyone who told me to cook these in the oven. It did turn out a little bit better. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you do not give this a try. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.